If they would let me live in the Cinderella Castle Princess Suite, I would. But I can't, so we are here in Texas. Hey guys, so today I decided that I was gonna start a new series with y'all. If you couldn't tell by my ears, on the top of my head, we are going to be talking about Disney. This series is going to be called Disney World 101 with Roquela. So stay tuned for this entire series. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of information, and I hope that it can help you on your Walt Disney World vacation. So I can only speak for Walt Disney World travel because that's the only place I've ever been for Disney. Second, I do not speak for the brand or the company in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a girl who loves Disney. I'm not a travel agent or anything. I just want to help you. I don't like other people taking control of the things that I do. I have a really hard time with that. I'm a planner. I love doing stuff. I love planning my own stuff. So if you're like me and you need a little bit of help, but you want to book your vacation on your own without anybody else helping you with it, these are the videos for you, so please stay tuned. Two more disclaimers. Today is hair wash day. I tried to look the best I could, but I have to wait until my husband gets home. My son is sleeping right now in his bassinet in our room. Second disclaimer, I have this gigantic... I have a lot of acne, okay? But this thing, it's popping out, okay? So don't judge, please. I'm not good at makeup, so trying to cover it up is atrocious. So please don't click off this video because of that thing. Enough with the disclaimers. Disney World 101 with Roquela. Today we are talking about budgeting. I feel like that's the first part of all Walt Disney World vacations. Obviously, the true first part is figuring out if you're actually wanting to go, if this is actually something for you, looking into all of the things to make sure this is for you. Because it could just not be for you. I'm just saying. I didn't think I was going to love Disney World as much as I did, okay? So, without further ado, get your drink, your snacks, your coffee, your water, yourself, whatever it is, and let's get into some Disney World budgeting. Let's start with the ways that you can budget. There are two different ways I use to budget. I write it down or I use Google Sheets. I do have my phone right here, so we can utilize that for Google Sheets as well. I'm so sorry if that's loud. I should just turn it off. But I'm gonna try to power through that. I will just talk louder. So hopefully that works and you don't hear the most annoying thing on this earth, the fan. I will try my hardest to be like fancy influencers and put it on the screen so you guys can see it. If I cannot figure out how to do that, it will just be me talking over the screen recording or whatever it is. Sound like a plan? Thank you. The all-time Roquela's favorite #1 tip is budget with Disney gift cards, okay? If you buy Disney gift cards, it's going to Disney, okay? You have to use it on Disney. There's nothing else you can use it on. You can use it anywhere in Disney World except for 2 hotels that are not Disney owned but are on Disney property. Shades of Green is a military resort, so it's on Disney property, not owned by Disney. Swan and Dolphin Hotel, on Disney property, not owned by Disney. Our first thing on the budget, hotel and tickets. I wholeheartedly recommend staying in the Disney bubble. What is the Disney bubble? The Disney bubble is anywhere on Disney property. No longer green signs, they are now purple signs. And if you don't know what that reference is, I will try to insert a clip. If I can't, you will know if you just Google it. But also, when you get to your Disney World vacation. That's not the reason why it's the Disney bubble though. Disney transportation is nice. The hotels are nice. Being able to go to all of the parks, the water parks, Disney Springs, ESPN Center, the mini golf. It's all in the Disney bubble and it's a very, very nice thing to not have to leave. So I recommend staying at a Disney World hotel. In real time, I'm going to go through the Walt Disney World website with you guys. You are going to go to the Walt Disney World website. It's just going to be Walt Disney World. Search it on Google or whatever you use. It's going to look like this. You're going to scroll down to where it says Save with Special Offers. You're gonna click on View All Offers. Now, with the special offers, you're gonna scroll through, see what might fit your budget, what might fit your plans, depending on when you're gonna go. You see that the summer room 30% off is up until July 29th. And then you go to the next one, it says Disney Plus subscribers. This one does not include Magic Kingdom. So if you use it, remember, not Magic Kingdom. Next, we have military. I'm doing a whole separate video on military because we are military. If you're active duty military or 100% disabled veteran, please look at my next video. It will be a week from today. We're just gonna click on this save 30% off on rooms this summer. We're gonna check availability. We're gonna pick some days. It's up until July 29th. So let's say we're gonna go the 20th. Do 5 full park days. So you'll arrive on the 20th, you'll leave on the 26th. We're gonna do it as if we have 2 children. Put them at 9 and 5. Why not, right? We're gonna put all hotels and then we're gonna search it. You know, this is just looking. Like, you don't have to book it today. However, the faster you book it, the cheaper it's gonna be. And for the sake of this video, I am going to do the cheapest, which is most likely going to be All-Star Sports. So bear with me. If that's not where you want to go, you pick whatever time of the year, as many people as you want, and whatever hotel you want. This is just a baseline for y'all. Here's All-Star Sports. It is $143 for one night. I'm also going to be picking a standard room. If you don't want a standard room, if you want a suite or preferred room, you do that. But for the sake of this video, I'm doing the cheapest possible. It's going to bring up the page where you select how many day tickets you are going to have. For this one, we are going to have 5 park days. Now, you have the option of picking between 1 park per day, Park Hopper, or Park Hopper Plus. We're gonna pick 1 park per day. My tip, if you are brand new and never have gone to Disney World ever, do not do Park Hopper. I say this with everything in me. It's so much more expensive and so stressful. We park hopped our first time. It was really hard. We did it. I wouldn't recommend it again. I think every park deserves their own day, especially since Animal Kingdom will be opening up Rafiki's Planet Watch later in the summer. So it's definitely worth a whole day. Do the trails, do Rafiki's Planet Watch, go on all the rides, you know, it will be great. It's going to bring up a Disney dining plan for you. If you have children under the age of 9, they will get it for free. I'm going to make another video on this. It will be a part of this series about how Disney dining plan works. For me, I've calculated it out. I've looked at places I want to eat and done all the things to see if Disney dining plan would make sense for me and my family, and it wouldn't. We don't drink alcohol often. I would not be able to drink alcohol every single day of my trip. It just kind of isn't worth it to us. However, if you guys do want to see us try out the dining plan or anything to get a better view of it and understanding, and if we can break even, let me know. I would love to try it at one point. It's just on a long trip like this that we're about to take, it's not worth it. However, if you think you are going to use the dining plan, pick it, because you can always take it off before that 30-day mark out from your trip. We're gonna pick the actual dining plan. The difference is there's quick service, that's 2 quick service meals, a snack, and a refillable resort mug. The Disney dining plan is 1 table service restaurant, 1 quick service restaurant, a snack, and a refillable resort mug. It's going to ask you about PhotoPass. It says that you'll save $25 when you buy it right now. Do it. If I have to influence you to buy literally anything at Disney, it would be PhotoPass. I can add pictures to the screen of my PhotoPass. I've used it every time I've went to Disney World, okay? And I've been quite a few times in the past 3 years. Our first trip, we almost didn't get it, and we ended up getting it because it is truly the best thing ever. Professional photographers, they're all over Disney World. especially in those very important places in front of the castle, in front of Spaceship Earth, which is in Epcot, in front of the Tree of Life in Animal Kingdom, in front of Tower of Terror, Chinese Theater, Hollywood Boulevard, all of those things, they are there. So I think it's worth it. We're adding it. Also, you get your ride attraction photos with Memory Maker, but you also get your ride photos for free without the watermark if you have Lightning Lanes, but only your ride photos. So keep that in mind. Next, it's going to ask for ground transportation. It's a car rental. We're not doing that. I never do that. I book an Uber to and from the airport, then we use Disney transportation the rest of the time. Travel protection. As a military spouse and somebody who has a lot of anxiety, travel protection is important, okay? I say book it. It says right here that it's $198 for this party. We're gonna click yes and add it. It took our deposit, which is normally $200, all the way up to $398. So just be wary of the travel protection if you add it, which I think you should. It's in case you get sick, can't go, family emergency, something happens with your luggage, blah, 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 blah. There's so much. You can read the terms and conditions on it. It's kind of important. I would do it. So look at this. We're at the end. It says your total order price is $5,352. That's a lot. But think about it this way. You have your food done. You'll just have to make reservations at some point. But food, this is including it. Your hotel, your transportation other than from the airport, okay? Photo pass, travel protection, and your tickets are all in this price. So really all you have to worry about now is like merchandise, flights, but we'll get into the rest, okay? So you're going to pay this deposit whether you get the travel protection or not. It's going to either be $200 or it's going to be this $400 or however much your travel protection is. So number 2, flights. You pick the cheapest flight for your time. If you absolutely cannot find a cheap flight, move your dates, your hotel, your tickets, your dining plan, move it all. Move your flights to whatever time you want, but make sure your hotel isn't and tickets aren't going up that much, because you don't want to book in November or December and it be $3,000 or $4,000 more than what it is, right? Really, really, truly think about if your flight is $100 more, think about if you move your hotel and your tickets and it's $400 more. Which one makes more sense? To just pay the $100 more on your flight. So take that into consideration. If you need help with that, definitely let me know. I don't. I think the sun just went behind a cloud, so bear with me. Next, we have airport parking, okay? This airport parking is going to be if you drive to the airport. We drive all the way to Dallas, 3 hours, and we park our car at the airport. So for us, that's a fee that we have to put into our budget. Next is Ubers to and from the airport. From your house. This isn't for Disney World. This is for your house. If you don't want to park your car and you're going to take an Uber, this is what that's for. Next is a pet sitter or a house sitter. If you have pets, you might need somebody to watch them. You might need to put them in like doggy daycare. We have cats, so we're going to be paying a pet sitter. I have no idea how much that's going to cost you. We're doing $20 a day, and she's coming 3 days because they're independent, they're cats, they're fine. Plus, they don't really like people. She's really just coming to make sure they're surviving. Gas to and from the airport. Again, we go to Dallas. It's about a full tank there and a full tank back. So that's on our budget. So I wanted to put it here in case you were in the same boat as us. Airport variants. Okay, so this is going to be airport variants for the flight there and the flight back. This is whatever you're going to have to buy in the airport. Whether you're going to get food, whether you need to get stuff for your baby, whether you randomly need a charger because yours broke or you lost it, because that did happen to me, and I bought a $50 Apple charger that was 10 feet long on accident because I thought it was a 3-foot one, and then she charged me $50 and I said okay because I didn't want to say no. Don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me. Have your budget. Don't spend more than that. Ask questions if you need to. Something cool about airport variants is when you go to MCO, which is Orlando's International Airport. I just call it MCO. A lot of people don't know what MCO is. It's Orlando's airport. MCO, with the green carpet everyone posts about. They have a Disney store in it. So when you're leaving your trip, some people spend a lot of money in there. I don't know who those people are. It may have been me. I don't know. Just budget. Let yourself know what you're gonna do. If you have a lot of layovers or it's going to be a long trip, set yourself a budget. Sorry if it looks weird. Sorry that the AC is back. I ran out of storage. We're in the third big thing, the Disney bubble. Disney Bubble. I explained to you guys what Disney Bubble is. It's just not leaving, not going anywhere else outside of Disney. I don't know why it's called that. Actually, I do know why, because it is a great bubble. I will stay in that bubble forever. This is going to start with arriving at the airport. Okay, so picking up your luggage, the next thing you have to do is get to your hotel. So the first thing on here is Uber, minivans, mirrors. Uber. You can Uber to and from the hotels. I highly recommend paying for an Uber. Roughly on average, they can range from about $30 to $80 to $90 depending on the time of day and how busy it is. I recommend it if you have children that need a car seat. You do need to have one, or you need to book an Uber that has a car seat, and usually they're about $100-ish. We will be bringing my son's car seat with us, so we will be taking Uber. We were going to take a minivan because we're staying at a deluxe resort for one night. We were going to bring it back to the hotel, like take a minivan. It is so expensive. It's supposedly, what I could find, $250 each way. I don't have that kind of money, man, but if you do, definitely do it. Minivans are totally worth it. You can take a minivan to and from the airport if you're staying at a deluxe resort. Mirrors. It is a bus service. You pay for the bus to and from the resorts. Never taken it. I don't know how it works. We were gonna do it this trip, but I'm still on the fence. For sure, for Uber, you want to have money for tips. So just remember, you tip between 15 and 20%. If it's excellent service, maybe a little bit more. Next, you're going to get to your hotel. You're either going to put your luggage into your room if it's ready, or you're going to go to Bell Services and drop your luggage off. Sign the little tag. When your room is ready, you'll call them and you'll tell them to bring it up. When they bring your luggage up, you should tip them. You can tip them what you think is nice. I usually do between $5 and $10 depending on how many bags we have. If we only have one bag, $5 is usually fine. If you only have a couple dollars, it's the thought that counts. Resort mug. Since we added the dining plan, it comes with it, so go activate it, get started. Every resort has a refillable mug station. Do it. However, if you don't buy the Disney dining plan, you can buy the resort mug on its own. $23, $22.99. $23 per person. It's good for your whole trip. It's actually good for, I think, 14 days. Don't quote me on that. So for a family of 4, it would be $92. Or if you have the dining plan, you get them for free. Well, you paid for them really, but you get it for free. Next, for our budget, we're gonna have food. The way that my husband and I do this is $15 per meal per person. So if you eat the 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's going to be $45 a day a person. Then you will multiply that by the amount of time that you're there. So for 5 days, it's going to be $450 for adults. For kids, I would estimate upwards to $10 each. It might be a little less, but saving money is great. $300 for kids for the 5 days. Just know that if you get in early on your travel day or you leave late on your second travel day, you might want to factor those in. So let's say you eat another breakfast on your day of checkout, lunch and dinner on your day of check-in. It would be an extra $150 for those 2 days between the whole family. Remember that dietary restrictions may be a little bit more expensive. I'm not vegetarian, but my best friend is, and so is her husband. Sometimes it feels not worth it because you're paying almost the same price, or even more if you get like a plant-based burger or something. So of course they're gonna buy it because they're vegetarian, but it is a little bit more expensive. However, Disney does have a great menu at most places and usually helps with allergies or food preferences. So just ask whenever you go. Next, this might not be a priority for some people, but it is for me and my husband. We love coffee. We specifically love Joffrey's coffee. If you love Starbucks, there are 4 Starbucks. There's 1 in each park. There's 2 in Disney Springs. The 2 in Disney Springs are franchise owned or corporate owned or whatever. So they do not have cast members in it. The 4 in the parks are cast members. They are licensed. They are different. They do not take your stars to like redeem, and they don't give your free birthday drink. Just remember that. If you want to redeem those stars or your free birthday drink, you need to do it in Disney Springs. please know that before you go. It was really hard as a cast member at Trolley Car Cafe to tell people that, and they don't understand. So please, it's not the cast member's fault that they are a licensed store. That being said, I get Joffrey's every time I go to Disney World. I don't get Starbucks. So I know that between me and my husband, we usually spend between $10 to $15. So I'm going to stay at that $15. $15 a day for the 5 days is $75. If we want to get coffee on our day of check-in and check-out, it's an extra $30. So just budget that if you like it. Next is merchandise. My rule of thumb is $50 per day per person. So for 5 days, that would be $1,000. That's a lot of money. But if you know what you're planning on buying or know what you like, go into that mindset when you're making your budget. We like to buy pins, so we know we're gonna buy some pins. I love ears, but I'm not gonna buy any this trip. Hopefully, maybe not, I don't know. However, my son, this is his first time going. He is less than 1 year old, so we are gonna get him some first trip merchandise, so we know that in our budget. My rule of thumb is usually $50 per day per person. So do with that what you will. If you want more, add more. If you want less, add less. Just know you don't want to be diving into your emergency fund, your savings, credit cards, loans, or anything to go on this Walt Disney World vacation. Try really hard not to, because you don't want to get caught up in that. Next is custom merch. So custom merch would be silhouettes, which is where they cut out like a silhouette of your face or your dog or your baby or whatever. Very cute. Embroidery, you can get embroidery done on pretty much anything that still has a tag on it from Disney. Ears like this. I have a pair of custom ears that have like class of 2024, I think is what it says on it. So that's really cool, but they have to have the tag on them and they have to be bought at Disney. So just know that. Ornaments, you have to buy an ornament from Disney and they'll draw on it. So that's pretty cool. And then buttons, they're free. Go to guest relations, they can get you a free button, whether it's my first visit, I'm celebrating, the happily ever after pin, which is for like people that are celebrating wedding anniversaries. Next, pre-Disney bubble. What do I mean by that? It's pretty much everything that you have to reserve or book before you go on your trip. So the first thing is activities. Savvy's Workshop, that's to build a lightsaber. The barber shop, called Harmony Barbershop. You get your hair cut there. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And last one, tours. Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is for Magic Kingdom. They have like Behind the Seeds tour, which is for Living with the Land. They have a lot of different tours. Next, reservations. So all of those activities I just said need to be reserved in advance. Mostly because they can sell out, especially Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and the barber. Want to make sure that you book those. Along with dining reservations, you can book them 60 days out. I can figure out what 60 days will be and I'll put it on the screen. Pick your priorities, know what's going to sell out first. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique first if that's what you're doing. Then the barber, then Savvy's Workshop. Okay, also know how much each of them are going to be. I know Savvy's Workshop used to be like $249. So yeah, the barber, it gives you some of the prices so that you can look at it. Now, reservations for dining. You'll look up what places you want to go to, what sounds good to you. If you want recommendations on that, I will do a separate video. But when you're budgeting it, you want to go to their menu, make sure it's either, see if it's like a fixed price, family style, whatever. The fixed price, like Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, I think is like $59 a person. It's nice because you know how much it's going to be and then you're going to tip for it. Specialty beverages and alcoholic beverages aren't a part of that. Just know that. You do want to tip, especially if you're on the dining plan, okay? The dining plan, you do want to still tip. With the dining plan, you do get one table service restaurant, so you do want to reserve those in advance just so you get what you want. Okay, next is going to be laundry. Depends on how long you're staying and how many clothes you have. I always do laundry when I'm there. I don't know why, I like it. I like to do laundry, okay? I would budget about $10 to $20 maybe, 10 to 15. Also, they do sell like little, I think like Tide Pods or whatever, or you can bring your own. It's up to you. Dryer sheets. Okay, next is a popcorn bucket and refills. If you already have a popcorn bucket and this isn't your first time going, bring it again unless you plan on buying one. If it's your first time going, I definitely recommend buying one. It is really nice. Usually they're between the prices of like $14-ish, I think, 12 to 14, like $12 to like $25 depending on if you just get the normal bucket or if you get like a specialty bucket. And then refills are $2 each. So every time you go to get refilled, it's $2 after that. Okay, so next we're gonna talk about lightning lanes. Not everybody has the money for lightning lanes, so I totally understand. But if you do, it's definitely worth the money. I'll go over prices for all of them. Obviously, they're gonna be in a range because they do vary on how busy it's going to be or how busy they expect it to be. If you're a resort guest, which means you're staying on Disney property, you can book 7 days out. If you're not staying on Disney property, you can book 3 days out. If you book the 7 days out, you can book for up to 14 days of your trip. So if you have a trip that's 20 days, you can only book the first 14 of your trip. Let's start with Magic Kingdom. Usually on average, it's between $35 and $40 per person. Hollywood Studios is usually $20 to $35 a person. Epcot's $22 to $30 a person. And Animal Kingdom's $20 to $25 a person. These are the multi-pass lightning lanes. You have to book them through your app. You can book them in advance. Tier 1, Tier 2, that's a whole different thing, but that's just what you want to budget for. I would say to skip Animal Kingdom's lightning lanes. There's no need to use Animal Kingdom's lightning lane. There's not much happening there right now. You can get it done in one full day. I don't recommend it. Now the other parks, I do kind of recommend it. Next in the lightning lane category is individual lightning lanes. This means it's going to be Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Tron, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Rise of the Resistance, and Avatar Flight of Passage. Seven Dwarfs is usually between $15 and $20 a person. Tron is usually between $22 and $25 a person. Guardians is usually $22 to $25 a person. Rise of Resistance is $24 to $28 a person. And Avatar Flight of Passage is usually $18 to $22 a person. The other thing about individual lightning lanes is you can only choose 2 per day. So know that even if you park hop, obviously according to this, you aren't going to be park hopping. And lastly in the lightning lane category is Premier Pass. This means that you can go through the lightning lane anytime for any ride, up to 1 time per ride. Magic Kingdom's usually $415 to $475. Epcot's usually $225 to $275. Hollywood Studios is usually $325 to $375, and Animal Kingdom is usually $175 to $225 a person a day. So keep those all in mind and figure out what works best for you. I am going to be doing a video on lightning lanes specifically. It is a hard process. It gets kind of confusing and it is stressful. This is going to be the last and final part. It's going to be extras. Extras comes with a lot, I'm going to be honest. The first thing is groceries. Having groceries sent to your resort is important, especially if you don't like Florida water or don't think you're going to, or if you have a baby and you're not bringing all of their formula or diapers or anything. Snacks, if you want extra snacks, sunscreen, any of those things. Next is outfits. So if you don't have certain outfits that you want in your closet and you want to make something or buy something from Etsy, put that into your budget. If you want to buy ears, you want to make sure you have good walking shoes. We have Brooks. They're really great. We love them. Break them in before, at least 2 weeks before. Put some socks on, go run in them or something. I don't know. Break them in. Next is Amazon. You don't have to buy things off Amazon, but I find it easier for things that you need. So some of the stuff we know we need to get for our trip is some baby stuff like stroller, toy, hang things. I don't really know what they're called. A stroller and car seat bag for the airport. We want to get our baby a little sun hat. Lastly, for the shopping part would be Walmart. This is just to get your toiletries, some like Lysol or Clorox wipes, ponchos, kids toys if you want to bring little toys to be able to give them throughout the whole adventure so that you're not buying a bunch of expensive stuff at Disney World. I've seen that a lot. Autograph books, and then I also think a first aid kit. Next, we're going to talk about magic bands. Magic bands are not necessary, but they are super fun. They can get you into your resort room as long as it's a Disney hotel. So Shades of Green and Swan and Dolphin do not count in this. But it opens your room, you can pay for things, you can scan into the parks, you can scan into your lightning lanes. There's a lot that it does. There's interactive things all over the resorts and the theme parks with them. They light up during fireworks. They're pretty cool. However, they can run a pretty penny. I think they're about $35 to $45. So if you want one or you want your kids to have one, just know that that's an extra price. Lastly, you want to bring tips. Just depends on what you're going to need tips for, whether it's dining or luggage transfer. So if you leave your luggage at Bell Services and they bring it up to your room, you do want to tip them. Just different things like that. Your delivery drivers for like Walmart or whatever, you want to make sure you're tipping at the right times. I think that's it for this video, and it's definitely the very first video of this series. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I'm sorry that it's a long video, but I hope to see you guys for the rest of the series, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.